Yeah, beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video in this YouTube channel. And basically for today we are going to learn something about feeding our animals for a maximum production. First and foremost, I'll be taking us through, we look at because when I'm talking about milk production, we combine different enterprises, because some people will be thinking like maybe anything about feeding, we are talking about feeds. No, we are even talking about the animal comfortability. So how do these animals sleep? Because the best way you sleep, the more milk production. And today it will be like one-on-one session in this very good farm that I usually consider when it comes to making vlogs about animals. Look at this animal that is feeding on salt lick. This is an animal that is actually feeding on salt lick. The reason why you can see the salt lick actually tied at that level is because we usually give these animals salt lick to lick freely so as supplement nutrients in the body. The animals themselves, they know the right time when they are lacking nutrients in their body, so that is the best time they come lick the salt lick. And basically for high producers animals like this one, we usually give them salt blocks that are high in phosphorus and calcium, because phosphorus is the determinant when it comes to production levels. Yeah, for those who understand, you people really understand. So let us talk about animal comfortability. First and foremost, look at this structure, look at the ventilation, look at the aeration, then we'll be talking from there, because once you see the structure the way it is built, you can actually say something very good. Look at this space. This is a space going up, there is another space there, there is another space there. So basically these spaces are for aeration. So that means that when you look at this house, it tends to mimic the environmental conditions that are outside. Yeah, you will be going to, because I've visited so many farms, there are some farms that you get that when it comes to aeration is very poor. You get that animals are confined in such a way that there is like an enclosure. People are building houses instead of animal pen. Yeah, houses. You get that this place is sealed, this place is sealed, and every place, like this aeration that I'm talking about, many people actually leave it behind because they don't know its meaningness. Because let's say a good example, here there is a free flow of air, same as to that point. So let's say an animal that is sleeping there, you see, when you look, let me show you something. When you look there in front, we still have space so as air to come in, even here air to pass through, especially when the animal is like this one eating here. You get that this place is not warmer. You can go to some places, especially where they have sealed there and it is still opened. You get that when it is hot, temperatures inside here becomes very hot, so there is no that good aeration or ventilation for the animals. Another thing is the same spaces. Yeah, for those who know about, I think this is now physics, this helps in wind breaking. So when we have a very high speed of wind coming from that side, so it gets a space here so that it passes through and it moves to other side. So this one actually prohibit maybe these housing to be, let's say, to move. Yeah, And I really enjoy when I see animals eating. Like this one, I really enjoy when I see animals eating. Look at this one. It gives me that mood, a lively mood, that I see animals eating, because one thing that I usually believe in is that I'm passionate about animals. So when I watch them carefully eating this way, I feel like I owe this world, yeah? Look at that other animal that I was talking about, licking salt for themselves, yeah? That is how block licking and salt licking is. That is a flake view, yeah? That is a flake view. That is a flake view there. For those who have never seen a flake view, this one is a Frisian. We have some Holstein, yeah? That is a Holstein Frisian. We have another Holstein. Then we have an Ayrshire, yeah? For those who have never seen an Ayrshire, that is an Ayrshire breed of cattle, yeah? That is an Ayrshire. And I'll be showing us even the animal breeds that we call them the Brahman. I'll be showing us even the red Frisian. I'll be teaching us, but for the red Frisian, we still have the calves. We don't have a pure. Actually, we don't have a grown red Frisian. We still have a calf. And basically, for this topic, I was supposed to talk about animals, how to increase milk production. There, that is what we call animal comfortability. Look at that spacing. That animal is not, actually does not have stress. It can sleep in any side that it feels like. If it means sleeping that side, you can see this animal and that animal are sleeping different angles. This one is sleeping on its right. The other one, it is sleeping on its left. So that tells us that when you're building a structure like this, make sure that you avoid something like stress. That is why I was talking about heat. So let's say, for example, we could not be having these are translucent iron sheet. Some people call them maybe transparent. So this one actually brings in the sun rays, yeah? For those who understand the benefit of sunshine, you really understand, yeah? You really understand. I don't need to elaborate about that. So we are trying to mimic the real environment outside and the environment here. The only challenge with this type of system, because these are zero grazing system, these animals do not go to graze on a field because lands here are limited. And because this is one of the projects that I'm thinking about, that maybe in future I'll be having a farm like this back in my village. Then people will be coming there to learn, yeah? And maybe for those who want to invest in a structure like this, yeah, there is no any problem. You can invest in it. For those who want, we do some partnership, you are really welcome, so that we can get something good animals like this. Because there is, okay, I'll be doing another video in future where I'll be talking about traits, yeah? Because most of the animals here, I'm the one who selected these animals depending on traits, yeah, and genetics for the production. Or let me tell you, okay, I'll be handling about that when I'll be talking about production, because today I'm going to speak about production, milk production. That is what I'm going to speak. We'll be talking about traits, everything about feeding. Feeding will be coming like the last thing. I have to speak about genetics. So I was talking about, like now, you can see that animal is dozing off. So that means it can be able to actually twist its neck left, right, and even straight. Even there in front, there is aeration. So having spoke about animal comfortability, some people use cow mattresses. Those, what you see the cows are sleeping on, those are the cow mattresses. Some people use sawdust. Some people put sand soil. For me, I will prefer something like sawdust or sand soil, yeah? Having said that, the next thing I'm going to discuss about, something that we call traits or genetics for milk production. There are a lot of, okay, for today I'm not going to handle into details. So for maximum production, make sure that you get the right breed depending on where you come from. Like right now, I'm in Rift Valley, and You can see the way I said that about this structure. This structure was meant basically for Frisian, yeah? Because you can see we have a lot of Frisians here when you mean business, because Frisians are believed to be having high amount of milk. So when you are actually into business, take Frisian as one of your best animal breed because they don't provoke you. And when you're selecting animals, look at the genetics. Genetics play a fundamental role when it comes to actually milk production. Good genetics, high milk production. Poor genetics, low milk production. Even if you animals like king, yeah, like these animals, you can see that they're being fed like kings. That is why they are really giving us very high milk production. You see, from only around Steve, introduce yourself to the camera.
Hi.
Yes.
My name is Stephen Jarwan.
Yes, the farm manager. How many animals do you milk?
42.
42. How many liters of milk do you produce?
1,000.
1,000 liters.
1,000 more than 1,000.
More than 1,000 liters, yeah? Just to ask you, how do you feed your animals here?
We give when we milk, we are milking, we give
Yeah.
dairy milk.
Yes.
Others we are giving 2 kg,
Yeah.
others 3 kg.
Yes, depending on milk production, right?
Production, yes.
Wow.
After that, we are
Yes.
feeding with you see, we call silage.
Yes.
In a cream, we call vanilla.
Yes.
And we are seed, so that we can
Exactly. Just an overview. How did this farm? Okay. How did this farm start? How many animals did you start in this farm?
4 cows.
4 cows. 4 of them, yeah. Then you people saw that because I remember initially that was around 2020. You people were much focused into Dopa sheep, yeah, the South Africa Dopa sheep, and you people never considered about raising animals. So from 4 animals, you people saw that you're making a very good profit when it comes to milk production.
Yes.
So you people decided to expand big. Yeah. What can you say about this venture? How is it?
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yes.
Exactly. So I'll leave you doing, because I see you're very busy. Yeah? I'll leave you doing some cleanness there and backing to our business session that I was discussing about. So when it comes to breeds, make sure that you select very good breeds of animals that adapt your environment, and when it comes to milk production is very high. For those who maybe they want to improve, there are some people who have animals. The only thing that they want to do is to improve from what they are actually having. So when it comes to improving, yeah, just make sure that you use semen that actually make sure that production increases. Yeah, we have so many good semen, yeah, quality semen in the market for improving production. So you just use semen because semen, one thing about semen, they have been tested, they have been certified, and so that means that it is like a shortcut to get good breed. But when you want to start this venture for the first time, make sure that you select the best breed possible, especially look at milk production, look at genetics, look at the traits. Yeah, when I'm talking about traits, one of the traits that look animals that have strong legs to support themselves. You look at the positioning of the udder, yeah, positioning of the udder like that one. Don't go for those animals that you see they have very big teeth, yeah, or very big udder. Most of them will be a challenge to you, especially when it comes to mastitis. There is something that we call it is called profundus udder, yeah. So when we are talking about those big udders, instead of getting more milk, you have more problem, because once you get that those profundus udder, you get that the attachment, they are loosely attached, and those animals, most of them are prone to mastitis. So let's make sure that you select a very good breed of an animal, and once you do that, you are good to go. Another thing that I'm supposed to talk about, I've talked about the breed of animal. We have said that we look at the favorable condition. If you come from maybe Rift Valley or where temperatures are cool, you can choose even Fresian. If you come from where you have advanced weathers, you can actually get something like an Asher like this. So for Asher like those ones, you get that they're very good when it comes to maybe places that we have places that are prone to diseases, harsh weather conditions. You can take that one. We also, there are some breeds like we call them the Swiss, yeah, red Swiss. You can still keep them. Even Jersey can still be used. And when you talk about milk quality, when selecting breed of animals, you also consider about milk quality. When you want to talk about butter fat content, an animal like Jersey is the best when it comes to butter fat content. But when it comes to milk production, Fresian is the best, yeah. But butter fat content is very low. So you select an animal breed based on where you are and what you want. Having said that, let me now go to feeding. And I know a lot of people usually wait when I'll be talking about feeding and feed programs, so that when they'll be starting a business like this, they can do good feeding, high production. This next part I'm going to speak, it is only that my phone is like it is not having enough space. I have to do something maybe to get a bigger phone, or I can get a GoPro, then I start doing videos, especially when it comes to animals and maybe some travels and everything, because this phone is really giving me hard time. I could be taking some good videos of these animals like these are sleeping very well, yeah. These animals are sleeping very well. I usually enjoy how animals sleep, and you can see like that one, it is sleeping while chewing cud. This one is having some heavy breath, yeah. Even this one, yeah. I think it is because it is almost due, yeah. It is almost due, or it is almost calving down, so that you get that when it sleeps this way, it is not sick, yeah. Because they usually measure temperatures, yeah. It is not sick, so you get that when it lies down, yeah, you get that it tends to squeeze this. Let me just use the stomach like layman's language. When it squeezes the stomach, so you see that it now starts breathing so fast. That is why you can see this animal. Let me just give you a clear picture. You see, it is breathing so fast, so fast. But somebody might think that this animal is sick, but it is not sick. That is how it is. So having shown us these animals, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is feeding. So when it comes to feeding, let me start by mineral supplementation. This is a block for mineral supplementation. There's another block there. Every unit, it has its own block, so that these animals can lick those blocks and leave it up. Then clean water, as always. This is a tap water. This is clean water directly from the tank. It goes here. When it fills here, it gets here. So water should be ad libitum. Who maybe want something like a consultation for maybe venturing to this enterprise, I charge. I don't give advice for free. I used to give advice for free, but nowadays I charge every advice once I open my mouth, because I know very well that I'm a very good resourceful person. So once what I tell you, that is basically what will be helping you. So if you want to do consultation apart from this video, just call me, but I'll be charging a fee. I'm not going to give it for a fee. But if you know you're just consulting there, before I talk, I'll just ask you that, how much are you going to pay for consultation? Once you tell me, I don't know, I'm here to, no, I'm not teaching anybody. That was last year, 2025, when I was starting YouTube. That is what I was doing. 2026, money speaks, yeah. Show money, send money, then I'll be teaching you. For those who want, I visit their farm. Well and good. I can do farm visitation. I can train you how to feed your animals. I can do what, but I don't show people 100%. Like making dairy meal, I don't tell you what to put in your concentrate and everything, yeah. So the way I was saying, these animals, they feed like this one. They feed like boss. Look at this composition, yeah. Look at this composition. The reason why they mix concentrate inside here, there is you can see greens. This is super napier. We can see silage, and we can see hay that they use here. It is bomber rod. Yeah, let me just be very clear. Then they pour some concentrate. The reason why they pour some concentrate is because when these animal is regurgitating, you get that it mixes all the components that it has ate, so that it goes directly and start producing milk. That is the reason why they mix everything as one. But when they are milking, you get that they now start like putting some extra concentrate, like the dairy meal. Like you can see now, what Steven is doing here is mixing everything so that to be uniform. So these animals, when they will be eating, you don't touch with your hands. You use what we call this one. I don't know how it is called. This is a Mr. Steven is using the fork jembe. Yeah, that is the fork jembe. This is what Mr. Steven is using to turn it so as to make sure they mix very well. Let me just use the mix very well. Yeah, that is the daily ration that is being done here. I believe people have learned a lot of things because I've just highlighted what should be done: good breeds, good feeding, supplementation. Then the end result is this. When I'm talking about genetics, the end result of genetics is what is here. Don't ask me that, do I sell animals? I don't sell animals because I don't have farm. This is somebody's farm, because some people come to call me, then ask me that they want to buy this one. I don't sell animals. Yeah, take it from me, I don't sell any animal. These are somebody's animals. So don't never tell me that, do you sell? No, I don't sell. So these are the calves. Yeah, these are the calves. Look the way they are very beautiful. So when I was talking about red Frisian, this is what we call red Frisian. This one, you see this one, this mitoto here. Yeah, these ones to kiss the camera. Yeah, this is what we call red Frisian. Yeah, a pure red Frisian. This one. Okay, I don't sell any animal here. These animals. So, having shown you the offspring, these ones are improved genetics. This farm doesn't sell any animals because they improve. There are some other animals here. Yeah, they improve from what they're having. And today I'm not going to talk about maybe milking or what milk storage. No, this video was basically how to increase milk production, comfort, animal comfort, and everything. Having said that, let us subscribe, let us like, let us share this video to other individuals so that they'll be learning what takes place in one of the best farms in Kenya. Goodbye for now. Let us meet in the next episode. Goodbye.